Hey there, I'm Shauna from the Yoga Center Winnipeg, and welcome to Yoga Snacks, nourishment for your body, mind, and spirit. Today we're going to be using a chair, and if you have something like, these are yoga blocks, but if you have a couple books, they might come in handy if you don't have yoga blocks. I'm also probably going to use this belt, so yeah, those things you can always substitute a scarf or something similar. Yeah, so let's just start by centering. Sit in your chair and sit with your knees lined up over your feet, comfortable distance. I like to sit so I'm not right against the back of the chair, and that's partly because I'm short, but it's also so that I can practice strengthening my back and sitting upright. A little trick is to circle around a little bit. A couple of side-to-side rock and forward and back, kind of shift around. And then once you've done that, you bring yourself back to find your center. And so with kind of this kind of mixed up sense of sensation, you can line your shoulders up over your hips, your ears over your shoulders, and then just let your eyes gently close so that you can turn your attention inward. If you're uncomfortable with your eyes closed, definitely open them. But start to scan your body and start down with the feet and feel the touch of the feet against the floor or the yoga mat. Notice when you're doing this, what's on your feet. Maybe you've got socks or even shoes. Maybe your feet are bare. Then take your attention and scan up into your ankles. Feel into the lower part of the legs, the calves, and the shins. And notice what you notice. Sometimes you can feel the body, and sometimes it's kind of vague. It's a little bit blank, so no worries. Take your attention up through into your knees, and then to the upper leg, and you might feel your hands resting on your lap. You might feel, as you approach your awareness to your hips, you might feel how you're sitting on the chair and the texture of the chair. And feel maybe your abdomen, your lower back. Feel up through your torso, down your arms to your hands, and back up again. Sensing and feeling your neck and even your head. And as you feel your head, let's spend a little bit more time there. Notice what you feel first. Maybe it's the hair. You might notice the feeling of the mouth and the eyes. Can you sense or feel your nose? What about your ears? And then take your attention inward, so it's like you're feeling inside your head. Imagine that you could relax your brain. And then just feel basically from head to toe, maybe the skin or the feeling of the clothes against the skin. You might also start to feel and be aware of the breath moving in and out. And for now, absolutely nothing else to do, just here, feeling your aliveness, feeling your body. You might notice different things like vibration or a pulse. There might be tingling or warmth, coolness, numbness. And just remember this is a little exercise you can do at any time of the day or night. You can do it just about anywhere, as long as, I guess if you're doing something like driving, don't close your eyes, but otherwise you can really do it anywhere, even at a stoplight in the car. Okay, so just remembering the feeling of the body. Bring your hands now so that the palms are touching in like a prayer position. And touch your thumbs to your breastbone and lift your breastbone, lift your elbows. Let your shoulders move back. Feel that lift to your chest. And then as you exhale, flip your palms and straighten your arms. Open the hands as wide as you can, stretching through the fingers. And then start to slowly take your arms up. And maybe they only go as high as your eyes, but maybe they're going to reach up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter, work with whatever you've got, reaching, lengthening. And just relax a little bit back. Feel your breath or feel whatever you notice in your body. As you exhale, let go of your hands, bring your arms down and bring them into like a cactus shape. From here, bring your hands into your heart. Once again, interlace the fingers, flip with the other baby finger on the outside though, flip your palms, straighten, open the palms wide, and as you inhale, start to slowly move. And when you move a little bit more slowly, you tend to feel more. You're able to get into the sensations a little bit better. And then exhale and bend your elbows. Come back to this shape that I call cactus. Okay, and then bring your hands down and rest them onto your lap. Just take a moment, feel your breathing. Okay, we're going to do a couple more shoulder stretches. So this is where the belt or something similar comes in handy. I've got a belt with a buckle on the end. I'm going to fold it in half so that it's shoulder width. As long as you can hold whatever you've got shoulder width, you're good. Make kind of loose fists so you're gripping the belt and reaching your arms out in front. And then with the inhale, take your arms up. And with the exhale, start to take your hands down and just see if you can find coordination of breath and movement. If that's hard for you, don't worry, just breathe and move. But gradually you might be able to bring the two into sync so that as you inhale, take your arms up. Sometimes there's a little pause. As you exhale, take your arms down. Sometimes a pause. We'll do that one more time. Okay, and the next time the arms are up, keep the arms up. Reach up, reach, and sometimes it's good to wiggle. Reach up through your knuckles, and then keep your feet planted on the floor, your hips planted on the seat, and side bend a little bit to your right. Notice if your left side got a little bit light, then you might need to back off. Keep more weight into your left side. Notice if your head is really doing it and not your spine. Well, good. Come back to center. Keep an equal press into both feet, both hips, and start to tip a little bit to your right. So you're going to bring a little more extension and opening into the right side. Then inhale and come up. And exhale, let's bring the arms down. And just relax your hands. Feel everything. Close your eyes and just notice. Okay, this time let's bring the hands close together. So hands are touching, reach your knuckles forward. Inhale, take your arms up, reaching skyward. Feel your breathing. You might be able to squish your head a little bit. And then, so we're going to tip to the right. And I notice as soon as I go to tip to the right, my whole left side lifts. So keep the left foot, left sitting bone anchored, and focus more on the opening in your spine and this side waist. It's actually a little trickier than it looks. Then inhale, come back to center. And let's go to the other side. So keep the right foot, right hip pressing, and lengthen the right side and side bend. Good. And then back to center. And here, a special little treat. Take your arms a little bit wide and bend your elbows. Bring your hands behind your head. And it's like you're weightlifting. And as much as possible, the arms are going at the same height, same speed, same pace, but if you notice, mine don't. So we're not very symmetrical, so we have to be really kind and compassionate to our body. We just do the best we can to keep things even, but not worrying. Okay, and then reach up and bring your arms down, and then just relax your arms out to your side and feel what it feels like when they're hanging like that. Okay, great. Let's do some work with the legs too. So have your, well, there they are, your feet. We're going to pick up this right leg and put the belt around your right shin. So you just release your leg into the belt and use the belt to help you bring the knee up and down. And it feels like you're doing a little bit of weightlifting, maybe the leg feels a little heavy, and that's actually good. You're trying to relax the leg as much as possible and use your arm strength to move this leg. Next time the leg is up, you might even be able to hold the leg in place. Clasp. The hair is getting long and it's very ticklish. Keep the knee up towards you. Great. And then now you can put your belt around your foot and slowly straighten this leg out. Flex your foot. Press your heel away from you. Open the back of the knee. Feels like, again, you're doing a little bit of work with your arms, and that's okay. Still hold the belt, bend your right knee, and then slowly straighten the right leg. And use the belt to help. Just a different way of doing what we often do. Straighten and bend. Okay, next time the leg is straight, keep it straight again. Walk your hands up the belt as much as you need. Flex the foot and take the leg. Feel free to take it a little bit high. So it can come off of the chair, or for you, you might be down here. Again, doesn't really matter. Okay, and then step your right foot down. Relax your arms, feel your breath. Great. We're going to try that on the other leg. So put the belt around the left shin, and then you're lifting the shin with the belt and raise and lower. And notice sometimes the two sides feel really different, and that's, again, just how it is. Okay, next time it's up, keep it up. You can continue to hold the belt or maybe bring your hands in, clasp around the shin, sit up tall if possible, and notice what this other side is doing. It likes to do its own thing, wander off. Try to keep it just steady and focused, like your attention. Okay, and then belt around the foot and straighten the right leg, and just initially find a place to hold it. Flex your ankle, use your arm strength to help with the leg, but the leg strength is also helping. Okay, then we're going to bend the knee and straighten, and keep your foot in the belt, straightening and bending. Okay, one more of those. And then next time it's straight, keep it straight. Just see if it feels a little bit different the second time. Sometimes you get a little cramp. You can always turn your leg or move it a little bit left or right. Go lower if you need, or higher. Excellent. And then release your foot, put your belt down. Take your feet a little bit wide apart and then fold forward. And you can dangle onto the insides of the legs if your feet are wide apart. Just check that your feet are pointing straight ahead. If that feels uncomfortable, stay up. Rest onto your elbows. And stay here for a little bit. Okay, we'll get ready to stand up now, and you can bring your hands onto your thighs. Inhale and look up, and then step your feet together, and we're gonna stand up. We're gonna stand up like a yoga activity. So here, feet are hip distance, arms are at the side, and then woo, stand up, and then sit back down, and we'll do 3 of those. So woo, standing up. Exhale, sitting back down. This is the 3rd one. We have to sit back down. And then, so the 4th one, we just stay up. Ta-da. Okay, and then you could maybe shake everything out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to keep using our chair. Bring the chair to this end, or the short end of your mat. And if you are using a mat, it's nice that if it's not all rumpled like mine is, but you know, it just seems to happen with a mat on the carpet. So we'll start by putting the hands on the seat of the chair and walking the feet back, fold from the hips, check that your feet are pointing straight ahead, and open through the sides of the waist. Lengthen the 2 sides of the body. Take some deep breaths, and then while you're here, also just remember to scan the body. It can be quite quick. Feel down to your feet, up through your legs, through your hips, through your sides, through your arms and hands. Check in with the head. Great. And then inhale and walk all the way up to the chair. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, sit up. Okay, we're going to practice doing some balancing with the chair. So if you have challenge with balance, you might need to be close to a wall. If you're okay, then this should be fine. You're going to have your left foot as a standing leg and pick up the right leg. And for now, the right knee is bent. The feet are mostly pointing straight ahead, the hips level. You can stay with your hands on your hips, or if you feel steady, take your arms up and reach up and just feel what this is like. You might feel wobbly. A fun variation is to bring your elbows out and back into that cactus shape. And then bring your hands to your hips, step your foot down, relax for a moment, and just tune your attention inward to feel. Okay. Other side. So hands on hips, pick up the left leg, put the left foot on the chair. Have the weight centered over your hips, shoulders over heels. Reach up through the crown of the head, and if you feel steady to take your arms up, take your arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Step your foot down. Ta-da. Okay, this time we're going to go sideways and turn so that you're facing sideways to the chair. Your left foot will stay as your standing leg, and this time you take your right foot up onto the chair and the foot and leg turn out. As much as possible, have your knee and your heel lined up, but it's not really weight bearing, so it doesn't need to be exact. And then again, take your arms up. Dun, dun, dun. Smiling makes it better. And then if you want to be extra fancy, we're going to side bend so the elbow can be onto the thigh. Sometimes making a light fist with the right hand is nice, but it's not necessary. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, step down, and just breathe and feel. I'm going to just move my chair to this side. You can turn around if you want, but this way I've got my right foot as my standing foot, and I'll pick the left leg up, put it on the chair, turn the foot out, and then reach up through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms can reach up. Okay, and then if you want the extra part, you're going to side bend, left arm on the leg, right arm is reaching. It's funny, on the other side I made a little bit of a fist, this side I want it open. Let's go back to the little fist. Fantastic. And then inhale and come up. Carefully step your foot off. Stand down. Okay. I think we're going to try to take it to the next level. So you could actually repeat what you just did. Otherwise, you're going to face the chair and put your right foot on the chair. Ta-da! This is where the block comes in handy. For some people, a block on the chair will be better. First of all, it might be higher, which might work better for you. Second of all, it's a little more stable, and that might feel better for balance. Feel free to have, if your chair has a back, you can stand close enough so that your foot is pressed against the back of the chair. The only thing is you don't want to tip it. So work wherever you need. Turn your hips to face forward. See, if you look closely, you can see I'm shaking. So sometimes that happens with balance. That's okay. Standing leg is strong. Thigh bone presses back. If you feel steady, you could take your arms up, reach them up. Feel your breath. Okay. And then arms down. Bend the left knee a little bit to step your right leg off. Stand. Shift the weight to the right foot. Right foot's pointing straight ahead. Take your left foot up onto the block or the chair, whatever works. Balance. And then if you feel steady and you know it, take your arms up, reaching up. Whoa, and sometimes it feels wobbly, and that's okay. Remember, balance is a process. And even if you're having trouble with balance, learning to balance, practicing balance is as important as actually balancing. It's the journey, not the destination. Okay, bring your hands down to your hip, bend your standing leg a little bit to touch your foot to the floor, and then bring your hands onto the chair, walk your feet back, fold from the hips, stretching out through the sides. Couple deep breaths. Okay, and then walk yourself forward to the chair. Inhale and come all the way up. Okay, so we're going to try the side version. So making sure what you're standing on is level. Keep the weight into your left foot. Remember, you can always do this bent knee version. Otherwise, you straighten your right leg, have the toes pointing up. My hips are a little bit turned to the right, and so is my foot. This leg is straight, toes are pointing up, foot is flexed, and that helps to keep the leg engaged. Dun, da, da, arms back up. And then, as you exhale, side bend to the right. So the right hand can come onto the inside of the leg. In this case, you're folding into the crease of the hip. This arm could reach over your head. I think that's nice. However, if you prefer, you could reach your arm up, or if your shoulder is bothering you by all this shoulder work, hand to hip. Okay, and then that's the sound of you coming up. Bend the knee a little bit, carefully step the right foot off of the chair. Stand and breathe and find your balance. And then we'll try the other side. So, right foot is your standing foot. Toes could even turn in a little bit, but so remember, it could be foot on the chair, or you can have the leg straight. If you're too close, just move the standing leg back a little. Inhale, arms up, reaching. Flex a little bit. Dun, da, da. And then you can start to side bend. Bring your arm down, side bend, arm can come overhead. Great. And then inhale, come up, press into the foot, bend your right knee a little bit to step your left foot off. And then we'll just do a brief stretch with your hands on the chair, hips reach back. Okay, and it's already time for us to start to relax. So we did a lot of work in that pose practice, so let's go right down to lying down on the floor. Have your blocks available and maybe a blanket or a pillow for your head. So we're going to move in nice and close to the chair. Put this on your head. What? Put this blanket under your head. No, you might feel like putting it on your head by now, but put it under. Rest your head, take a couple breaths, and we're just briefly going to drop the knees over to the left so you can rest them against your block, or a pillow will do. Right arm maybe bent back into that cactus shape. Take a couple breaths here. Okay, and the knees up, and shift your hips so that you can drop your knees over to your other side. That's the right, and maybe the left arm relaxes into a cactus shape. Right hand can be on your belly. And then come back up. And now we're going to put the legs up onto the chair. When you rest your legs on a chair, it's excellent and preferred if you can get the calves resting on the chair. This chair happens to be perfect for the length of my legs, but you could always turn your chair sideways. Once you come to relax, you could rest your hands at your side, move your blocks out of the way, and absolutely nothing to do. We've worked pretty hard, so you may want to stay here for a long time, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Just while you're here, you can relax and scan through your body from the feet to right to the very top of your head, taking your time. When it's time for you to come out of the pose, you'll just bring your knees into your chest and roll onto your side, spending some time on your side before you come out. So remember, stay here and let the video end, but when you come out, move slow. Also, just taking a moment to acknowledge the practice and the benefits of the practice, whatever they were for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week. Namaste.